Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome to this amazing moment where we are together. Thank you for joining me here. I'm Christy L, and I have a question for you. And the question comes out of something that I've been noticing, which is that a lot of people seem to loop around the same things again and again. Have you ever noticed that in your life? That maybe you feel like you're looping around through a particular kind of physical limitation or suffering, or relationship issues, or money issues, or even just the voice inside of your own head that keeps beating you down in the same old way, even though you know that's not really who and what you are. Well, what I've noticed is that there's a pretty strong belief out there that everything happens for a reason. And I realized as I look at that it occurs to me that implicit in that statement is that if we could find the reason for something happening, we would be better from it, or we would be free from it. Meaning it equates finding the reason or the understanding with freedom and ease and wellness and joy. And what I've noticed is those two things aren't necessarily or ever really connected. So I found myself really interested not so much in the why something is happening, but in the way beyond it, the way through, the way to a different way of life. Now, it was my own life that taught me this. So, some years back, I was given a clinical diagnosis of fibromyalgia, and the doctor said, well, this is, once you have it forever. It's untreatable except for we can treat your symptoms, which wasn't helpful at all, by the way. And it generally gets worse. And I remember looking at that and thinking, well, not for me. Now, this was at a time when I was still working as a musician and a university professor, and it was too painful to lift the lid of the grand piano. That was just excruciatingly painful. It was painful to move my arms when I conducted my choir. It was painful to walk the dogs. It brought me to near tears. And I thought there has to be another way. And truly, that was the beginning of looking toward the way of my healing and what ultimately has become my awakening. Have you ever noticed that people that you would consider very consciously awake, on that upper end of the spectrum of enlightened, they're joyful and they're peaceful and they're very free and comfortable in their own skin? And I wouldn't look at those people and say, oh, they have no pain in their life, or there's nobody that they know that isn't having some kind of struggle, or everything is always perfect and easy. But they still maintain an ease and lightness and clarity in the way of being in the world, no matter what's happening in the world. That was the thing that was drawing me. And what I noticed was that there was the potential for every challenge, constriction, and struggle in my life to actually lead me right to that. And that was a possibility of actually what was really happening at the deepest level. And that awareness and that discovery is what has led me to create and offer to you this free call on living in awakened mastery. I want to begin to show you and unpack what does it mean to live in awakened mastery, because to me, the core qualities of living in awakened mastery are peace, freedom, joy, and love. And they're there no matter what's happening in our lives. The other beautiful thing is I found that in stepping into the way of looking toward this, my body healed. My body healed and my pain went away and my life got easier in every area. Every area got easier, lighter, freer. Now here's the thing. A lot of times, we know there are lots of spiritual teachers out there, and there are lots of ways, and there are lots of programs. And what I found is that while people who I considered to be spiritually awake, they had gotten there by a certain way, it actually wasn't a way that was going to be my way. And that's the beauty of it. Your way, the way of you and your life, is actually your way. You do not need to learn another system. You do not need to find the thing that you're missing. There is nothing for you to discover that you aren't already. That is your way, is what you are. That feels good, doesn't it? And sometimes we need a person who's walked their own way toward that space of peace and freedom and lightness and joy to point the way toward our way. That's what I'm excited to share with you. I'm excited to share with you the key ways that can open up all the areas of your life where you may feel that there's constriction or struggle or conflict. You, this one way, is in fact the way. And I'd love to go there with you. So if you'll check out the link there on the page, you will see the free call for Living in Awakened Mastery. Now, the cool thing is when you sign up, you also get the most powerful sound alchemy that I have created to date. I can't really take credit for this, but I can tell you it is extremely powerful, and it's the real deal. It was created for a friend of mine that is dealing with a cancer diagnosis, and I realized it's for everybody to have freedom in all areas of their health and of their life. So that's there for you when you sign up. It's free. And you can start your transformation with that right away. And then please join me on Tuesday, April 4th, for this free call to discover your way to living in awakened mastery. Isn't it time? I'll see you there. Thanks so much for your time. Infinitely.